Well, I'm going out on a little hunt today, maybe 2 or 3 hours tops. I'm getting started pretty late today in the morning, and the heat is brutal out there. I'm going to a spot with a lot of Civil War history. I've never really found a whole lot out there, but I'm hoping I can find something today, and I'm hoping you can join me. Let's go metal detecting. And this is South Louisiana in the summertime. It is so thick with vegetation. These trees are going to be falling one day soon. There's a bayou right through here. I doubt you can see it, but right there, you can kind of see the water sluggishly moving along. I wish I could get to it, but it's just too thick. And not only that, the moccasins are out of control in this area. I'm not going to venture any closer. They could be all twisted up in there. So I'm going to try to find a little area right over here on the other side of these trees and that growth. There's an open field that I should be able to detect. There's the entranceway to it. It's out of the hole. What is it? What is it? Looks like some copper wire. Yeah, it's some copper wire. Oh well, just scrap. Throw it in the scrap. Let's keep going. Old piece of scrap iron. Maybe an old nail, a big nail. Oh well. Put it in the pouch. Cover the hole. Pat it down. Some camouflage. On to the next one. Here we go. Getting out of the heat. Gonna detect in the shade here. I like to detect around trees, the base of trees. Those roots push up things from long ago. Make it a little easier to find. It's off the beaten track, so not as likely that someone detected in here. I can't wait for winter time. I don't know about you. Oh, a lot of this stuff will die down. Be a lot more enjoyable to detect. What's this? What is it? Oh, wasn't that cute? Austria? No, Augusta. I don't know much about golf. Gold distance. I'll put it in the pouch. Okay, I've got a pretty big piece of iron here. Not sure what it is. Had to cut through this root right here. It's pretty thick. Sunlight's kind of playing games with me. But it's right there. Can you see it? It's a pretty thick piece of iron. I'm worn out. It is hot. But I'm going to try to pry it out. It's kind of loose. I think that I can pry it out with my hand. Let's see. Hope that it's a cannonball fragment or something. I have found nothing. What is that? That's pretty thick right there. Oh my God, I think this is part of a Hotchkiss. I think it's part of a Hotchkiss. Look at this. Maybe too big for a Hotchkiss. It would have broke here. And look at the ridge right here. It's got a little cavity right here. I think that's a Hotchkiss fragment. Yes. Let's see if I can get a little off of it. A little rust off of it. Some of you are probably thinking I'm crazy, but this won't harm it. This is a pretty thick layer of rust on here. But let's see, I don't know. I'm gonna have to clean this one up though, but it's pretty thick. It's got a cavity. It has all the features of a Hotchkiss. I'm gonna clean it up and let you know. That is cool if it is. That is awesome. I have been hunting this area for some time. I've been hunting it for a couple of years, and they've dredged the bayou nearby, and they've done a lot of different things with the land, leveling it off, this and that, a few buildings here and there, and I've never found anything that I can identify as being Civil War. But this here, I am pretty sure that is an artillery shell fragment. It's got to be. The weight, the thickness, the shape, the location. You got to keep going. I almost didn't dig it. It's hot outside, but you got to dig it. You've got to persist, especially in the areas where the pickings are slim. Always persist. Nothing is ever hunted out. Just do electrolysis on it. I know for some people, these are a dime a dozen. You can find them all over the place, but where I'm from in Louisiana, if you can find something like this, it's a pretty big deal. So I'm happy with it. I've fragments of sabots before, but I've never actually dug an iron artillery shell fragment. Hey, I'm gonna keep going. My faith is restored. Maybe next is a buckle, maybe next is a full shell, but I'm gonna enjoy this moment. Now this car has seen better days. Let's go check it out. Maybe there's a bag of money that was stolen from a bank on the back seat or under the front seat. Weird. I don't know if this is a Pinto. Pretty beat up. Check it out. Look how deep the tires are. Bullet holes. Creepy. Creepy. It's like animals have made a home in here. Seats are all scratched up. Everything's been gutted out. Weird. It's got a weird odor in there. Maybe something's dead under the seats. Looks like the engine's been gutted out too. Now, how does a car like this just end up here? There's just an old road right here. Just a blacktop road and dead ends to a river right over there. See anything worth taking? I'm sure when this first got here, it was a nice little home for vagrants and homeless people. What the heck is this? What is that? Battery? Some belts and radiator hoses. Huh. Weird. More balls. Take that. I'll take that. Let's see. Whoa. Cool little surface finds. I'll take that. Let's see. Do we have any more? Do you see any more? Do you see any more? There's one. Let's get it. Nike. Looks like a mixed bag. Maybe those reload balls, the balls they reuse. More for the pouch. Don't see any more. I'm about to call it a day. Been out here about 3 hours and it is hot. I've had to stay under the shade of these trees. These have been my saving grace right here. But more detecting to do. That cannonball fragment gave me some hope. Really stoked about that. I wonder if the owner of that car lived here. It's only a couple hundred yards away. This house isn't very old. In aerial photographs of this area in the 1960s, this wasn't here. But then in aerial photographs from the 70s, it was here. The car looked like it was from the 70s too, so maybe there's a connection. This is abandoned. Been in here once before. Gonna hurt myself. I don't think there's anything too interesting in there. I'm sure this has served as a little hangout for kids in the area. Vagrants. Yeah, nothing but old cans. Well, I'm back home now. It's cooled off considerably since we got some cloud cover. After about 2.5 hours, this is what I ended up with here. Just some scrap iron. Got this little thing. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm going to hold on to it though because it's kind of interesting. It's iron. It's kind of rounded here on the edge and then it tapers down and gets really narrow there. And it's got a little ridge. I don't know if this is some type of tool or instrument. I'm going to hang on to it just in case it ends up being something. Got some copper wire. Shotgun shell, not sure what kind it is. A lot of can slaw. Little bottle cap's neat. It's got a little hole in it. Maybe somebody punctured a hole in it for a straw. That or they're a really good shot with a 22. What else? Oh, the golf balls. Saw a bunch of these out there. I stopped picking them up though. I'll clean them up, give them to my nephews or something. Got a little aluminum lid here. But this is what made the hunt all worth it. This is part of an artillery shell from the Civil War. It's a thick piece of iron. I'm pretty sure it is a Hotchkiss. When it was a full shell, it would have been rounded. And this is just a fragment. If you look right here, it's kind of threaded. Well, a fuse would have been right there, and that fuse could be set for this thing to explode, the entire shell explode in the air while it was in flight. And so what would happen is the shell would explode into a bunch of tiny fragments like this and rain down on the enemy. So it's pretty special when you find something like this. This is my first one. I'm going to do electrolysis on it and clean it up some more, but just what this represents. The entire shell was loaded by a soldier and was fired with the intention of trying to kill someone. So to make that connection is always special. I'm so glad I found it. So didn't really find a whole lot, but it's kind of like I found nothing but then everything with this shell fragment. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time,